morning, class 9. So far, we have completed a digestive system where we learn about the digestion and then different parts of alimentary canal. Okay, keep on doing your question answer. And today we are going to start a new chapter, that is movement, skeleton movement and muscles. Okay, chapter number 12 we are going to start today. And in this chapter we'll be learning about the different parts of skeleton, okay, that forms the framework and provides protection to our body. And then we'll be learning about different types of joints. Even the diagram, a few diagrams are there which you require to practice, which are very important from exam point of view. So let's start today's topic, that is function of human skeleton. About the skeleton, when the word skeleton comes, we usually think about the bone. Okay, bone is the main part of the skeleton, which forms the skeletal framework of the body. If you talk about the animals, in animals we find two different types of skeleton, that is exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Okay, exo means outside, endo means inside. Okay, so both the types of skeleton are found in human being. About exoskeleton is not given in the book. Okay, like nails, like hair, they are all exoskeleton. Okay, the hard part which is from outside the body. Okay, like if you talk about the tortoise, they have hard shell outside their body, which is the hardest one, what you call exoskeleton. Okay, such type of hardest stuff we don't have, we human being don't have. Exoskeleton human being are usually nail, hair. Okay, these are all exoskeleton. So we mainly have the endoskeleton. Okay, now first we need to discuss about the role of this skeleton. Okay, why this skeleton is important to us. Okay, number one, as you can see on the board also, it provides support, and then again next one, shape to the body. Okay, so skeleton usually provides a definite shape to the body, and then it also supports the body, and then again you can include one more point, that is it protects the body. Okay, it protects the internal organs such as lungs, heart, okay, about which we have I think discussed before. Then again next comes, it gives protection to the delicate organs of the body. The same point is repeated here. Okay, gives protection to the delicate organs of the body. Like you might have learned about the rib cage, okay, which provides protection to the delicate organ like heart and lungs. And then comes skeleton. Okay, in the skeleton is mainly formed of joints. About joints we'll be discussing later. Okay, which helps in the movement, and at the same time it also helps in locomotion. Movement means when the part of the body moves. Okay, then it causes movement, and locomotion when the whole body moves from one place to another, which we call as the locomotion. So in both the cases, it is the skeleton which helps us. Then again, next, bones and joints, they together form the liver system. About the liver, you might have learned in class 6. Okay, liver, class 1 liver, class 2 liver, class 3 liver, same type of livers, okay, are there in our body, okay, at different joints, about which we'll discuss later again. Okay, so these there are certain bones and joints which act as a lever and which act as a force multiplier or speed multiplier. Okay, then again next comes in the marrow, in the bone marrow of long bones, the blood cells are usually produced. Okay, bone marrow is actually inside the long bone. There is a cavity. The cavity is filled with the mass of tissue, which we call as the bone marrow. Inside this bone marrow, the blood cells are usually produced. Okay, RBC, WBC, platelets, these are all produced. Then again next, as we know that the bone, which is the main part of the skeleton, is mainly formed of calcium and phosphorus. Okay, to strengthen our bone, we are always suggested to take the diet which are very rich in calcium and phosphorus. So bone are the storehouse of bone are the storehouse of calcium and phosphorus. So it is the bone where this calcium and phosphorus are usually stored, which can be used by the rest of the body whenever it is required. Then again, after that comes constituent of skeleton. The part of the skeleton, the human skeleton is mainly formed by three different things. Number one, bones, followed by cartilage, and then ligament. This name you might have heard in the chapter tissue, animal tissue. They are all the connective tissues. Bone connective tissue, cartilage connective tissue, ligament connective tissue. Okay, bones are actually they form the hard framework of the body. And then again about the cartilage, they are usually soft. Okay, they are usually elastic, mostly found in the ear, the external ear, and again tip of the nose. Then again after that comes these cartilages are also found in between the joints. Okay. Then again next comes ligaments. Ligaments again a type of connective tissue which connects bone to the bone. About tendon also you might have learned, which connects bone to the muscle. Okay. So these are the main parts of skeleton: bones, cartilages, ligament. Okay. Then after that, now we'll study about the bone. Okay. To some extent in detail. Now see about their composition and all. So as I have already told you that bone is actually the important part of the skeleton system. Okay, this bone mainly consists of, or they are chemically composed of two different things, that is organic material and inorganic material. Okay, organic material, inorganic material, which is about 2/3 part. These all details are there in your book also. I have just taken from your book. Okay, 2/3 part of the bone is usually made up of inorganic part. Okay, which includes calcium and phosphorus mainly. Okay, now if suppose this bone is allowed to react with dilute hydrochloric acid, or if it is dissolved in a dilute hydrochloric acid, then what happens is that this calcium and phosphorus, okay, calcium and phosphorus can be easily removed. Okay, as a result, what happens is that the bone becomes very soft and flexible. Okay, like rope. Okay, it can be tied to anything. Okay, so from here we understand that the main hardness, okay, of the bone is mainly due to the presence of the minerals like calcium and phosphorus. Okay, the removal of calcium and phosphorus from the bone, okay, is what you call decalcification, and the bone is said to be decalcified bones. Then let us talk about the organic part. The organic part of the bone can be removed. Okay, can be removed by heating them. Okay, when we heat them, then organic matters which are usually present in the bone can be removed. As a result, what happens? The bone becomes brittle. Okay, brittle like charcoal. Okay, brittle like glass. Okay, if it is dropped, brittle means if it is dropped, it can be broken down into pieces. Okay, then again, the same thing happens when the person becomes old. At the old age, the organic part of the bone is mainly reduced. Okay, and as a result, what happens? This bone becomes very much fragile and then brittle. Okay, so once the bone gets fractured in old person, okay, again it cannot be rejoined. Okay, this is mainly because the organic part of the bone, okay, becomes less as we become older and older. Then after that, the next topic is classification of these bones, okay, on the basis of their shapes and size. Okay, the bones can be classified as long bones, short bones, flat bones, irregular bones. So they can be categorized under 4 different groups. Okay, long bones, short bones, flat bones, and then comes irregular bones. Okay, long bones, the bones which are usually long. Okay, such type of bone is usually found in arm, leg, thigh region. Okay, then again short bones like ankle and wrist bone. Then again flat bones like shoulder blade bone. Okay, shoulder blade here it is present. They are usually flat. Okay, sternum, which is present in the middle of the ribs. Okay, sternum. So they are a good example of flat bones. Irregular bones like the bone of the vertebral column. Okay, facial bones. Okay, so these are the different types of bones with their example. So just now we have learned. So in this video we have learned about the important function of the skeleton system, and we also learned about the components or the constituent of the skeleton, okay, which mainly consists of bone, cartilage and ligament. and then we discuss about the chemical composition of the bone. Okay, still more to learn, students. So we'll continue the same topic in the next video. In this video, this much. Thank you, students.